Welcome to the Morgan's Farms. If you're a new subscriber, it's good to meet you here. But if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for checking on us. Today we'll be talking about the A to Z of brooding broilers bird. A to Z of brooding broilers bird. You start with the preparation of the brooding room. The preparation of the brooding room has to do with the spreading of the sawdust and also the laying of the sheet, the paper sheet on top of the sawdust. The lighting up of the room, and make sure your room is well sealed. The better for you if your room is well sealed, because it will reduce the cost of heating up the room. Have a good lighting. Like you saw mine, I had to use a solar lighting to reduce the costs of electricity. Right now the room is ready with the trays on the spread newspaper. If you can see well, you see me throwing some particles of feed on the floor. It has a reason. Now, always make sure that you introduce water for your birds. Water is essential. You need water for your birds before you introduce the feed. For accountability's sake, you need to count your birds. You need to count your birds and take record of the birds you brought into the farm. Please, it is very important. The paper that was spread on top of the sawdust was to help the birds differentiate the difference between the feed and the sawdust. So the paper is like a demarcation. The sheet on top of the sawdust is like a demarcation to help the birds differentiate between the feed and the sawdust. Feed were introduced to them and they enjoyed themselves. You can see they are playing around, having a nice time because the room temperature is okay for them. This is the day 2 and 3. By this time, the sheets that were spread on the floor were removed, and because they were now getting used to the taste of their food, so there was no need to allow those sheets remain there. You can see them. They are so lively, playing everywhere, eating their food, feeling fine. You can see them. They are all doing well. Always remember to open a record to be able to trace from the day 1 to the last day of the birds in the farm. Open a record, taking note of the quantity of feed, the type of drugs administered, the mortality rate, and the weight of your birds. Having a broiler farm is fun if you actually know the do's and the don'ts. Take your time to study your birds. Know when they are feeling cool, like what you're seeing here. They are actually okay with the temperature they have there. Knowing the right temperature for your broilers is very, very necessary. Like what you've seen here, the temperature, the room temperature is fine with them. But when the weather is too cold, you see them clustering at one point most of them clustering together, you now know that they are trying to heat up themselves. That means they are feeling cold. But when it is too hot, maybe you have introduced a source of heat to them, what you will notice is that they will be running away from that source of heat. They will be staying away from it. You now know that at this point, the room is too hot for them. But for the room to be normal, you see them moving around, even with the source of heat in the room. Please, if you can avoid the use of boosters in your farm, better. But if you cannot avoid it, please reduce the quantity of boosters being administered to your birds. At times, it could ruin your birds. The risk of the birds having coccidiosis is very high with boosters. Mind the way you administer multivitamins to your birds. Don't think they should grow overnight. All you need to do is give them food. Let them eat food and drink clean water. And you get your results in 35 days. You get your results. Mind the use of boosters in your farm. Coccidiosis is a very, very common disease in poultry farming that can deal with you in a twinkle of an eye. Always make sure that when you get to your farm, the first thing you do is to check the corners of your room, the room where the birds are, to be able to detect the poo that are at those corners. Do well to subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. You could drop your comments at the comment section. Let us know what you feel. Ask your question if there is something that you don't understand or there's a particular thing you've been battling with. Talk to us. We are here to help ourselves. Thank you. So, as I was saying, when you get to your farm, the first place you should go to should be the corners of the room where you put your birds. At those corners, if there is any sick bird among them, most of them likes cuddling at the corners of the room. So when you get to the corners, you check the poo you see on the floor. From the poo, you will be able to know the exact challenge you are having or you will be having. Because if it is new and you don't tackle it, it means it's going to spread. And this disease in farming, in poultry farming, spreads so fast. Don't forget to drop your questions at the comment section. I'll be there to give you a feedback. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel. I'll be dropping the next video telling you what kind of drugs or what kind of leaves. The first one will be the kind of synthetic drug you could use in your farm, while the second will now be the organic leaves you could use in your farm. Organic leaves reduces the cost of expenditure in the farm. Thank you for having us. Have a wonderful day. And I am looking forward to having you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.